Today I want to share with you my top 5 upgrades to the Kamado Joe Jr. to help enhance your cooking experience. So stick around and we'll get right into the details. Well, I'm Scott from Bartlow's Barbecue and thanks for watching. The first upgrade is your cart. I've had another style cart whenever I was in a different portion of my patio and I needed to upgrade. If you saw that video of selling all my Kamados, check out that video here if you haven't seen it. And so I can order the Big Joe 3. But then I decided to add back the Kamado Joe Jr. back into the arsenal. So when I moved from one part of the back patio to another, I needed it to fit in between this brick column and the house, and it slides in perfectly. So I needed something that didn't have shelves or anything like that, because I'm gonna solve that in other ways down the road in my upgrading my barbecue studio. So I found this on Amazon. It had great reviews. There's a lot of different options. You can build your own, stand if you want. I used to have the J.J. George cedar cart, and I'll have information on that in the description as well. But this has solid, heavy-duty casters and 2 locking mechanisms on the front, and it rolls perfectly and it stays in put. And I have a lot of wind here in Oklahoma, and we just had a crazy windstorm most recently, and it stood still. It was perfect, it was protected, and it was great. So that's the first upgrade, is getting a cart. It raises it. I definitely encourage you to keep the stand that it comes with, because it's designed to be portable and you can do tailgating or camping or whatnot, and that can stay in your garage if you need it. And then this could be something like this, could be an option for you, especially if you are in a scenario where you have a tight fit and you need just something simple and it's really affordable. It's not gonna break the bank. So that's the first upgrade. So let's get into the second one. The second upgrade is the chimney cap. Now, depending on your scenario, you wanna upgrade your chimney cap, not just because you want it to look cool, look shiny and all that kind of stuff, but for practical reasons. There is a few concerns depending on your scenario. One, if you don't have a covered patio and you have some weather elements, if it's rain, snow, or whatnot, and you're die hard, you're cooking no matter what the weather is, then you're gonna have the potential for all that precipitation to seep down into your daisy wheel. Also, when you open and close your dome, this thing can fling open back and forth, and sometimes it's just not secure always. Now, if you're under a covered patio, it's probably not gonna be a concern, and you can probably just deal without it. But if you want an option where the weather elements will help protect you, it's less concern about goo and grease stopping and sticking over time. That's another reason you might want to upgrade. Then this smokeware chimney cap might be a great option for you. And all you got to do is just loosen this up, and it comes off just like that. It comes with an adapter for the Joe Jr. and you slide it on. You can also remove what came with it from the Joe Jr. Make sure this lines up, centered with the hole, and it just slides right in to place. And then it closes and it opens just like that. And when it's open, the graphics centered to the thermometer. So that's a quick upgrade, number 2, for practical reasons, and also just gives it a nice extra flair. All right, the third category is grill accessory upgrades. Now, I'm gonna load a bunch of accessory upgrades that I've used that really enhance my experience. The first one is the 10-inch pizza stone. Now, if you wanna see how to make a good pizza on the Joe Jr., it's gonna be a smaller, tiny pizza, put in the comments, let me know. I might have a hack for you to consider. You can also use it for double indirect cooking. There's also sorts of things you could do with it. I've also gotten creative with the regular grill grate, taking the heat deflector out and putting a heat deflector or a pizza stone on top of the grill grate, so I don't have to pull it out whenever I want to sear. I'll show a clip of what that looks like. So pizza stone, great addition to your accessories for you to consider on the Joe Jr. The other one is that you're seeing here is the grill expander. Now, smokeware also has one where it attaches to the grill grate and it's adjustable. It comes out, but then also moves back and forth, and that's a pretty cool concept. I also wanted something that I didn't have to attach anything to it and have the additional grill grate space. So I found this on Amazon, had great reviews. Now I've been using it. I have cooked tons of buffalo wings on here. I've done indirect things and vegetables on top and meat on the bottom. I've done all sorts of stuff. You can get creative. You don't have a lot of clearance below, but you're still able to fit stuff and have no issues. And I'm gonna continue to experiment what I can do with this grill grate. I'm thinking about beef jerky, just for a quick cook to see if I can accomplish that with this grill expander. I'm gonna see if I can do some over the top chili and find, you know, a really small pan to fit under here and see. I'm just gonna get experiment a little bit, but what I've already done so far with it, I've been impressed to be able to double up my cooking space, especially while I'm waiting on my Big Joe 3 to arrive. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video that's coming up. But this is a great addition, very practical use, and it doesn't break the bank, and I'll have all the information about that. So on to the next upgrade. The fourth upgrade is the smokeware drip pan. Now, if you're like me and you cook on your smoker, you get the drippings, it hits your heat deflector, especially when you're doing indirect cooking, and it can dirty up your heat deflector, sometimes producing bad smoke. A drip pan is a great alternative to kind of keep things clean and capture all the juices, or even add some stuff to it if you need to. But it's just another step in the process. So if you don't want this upgrade, keep the heat deflectors, do a hot burn, and it will just, all that dirtiness will come right off and goo from your heat deflectors. But this is definitely another option where it's really easy. Make sure you get the 10-inch you know, drip pan. I've made that mistake thinking the 12 inches fits because it's a 13-inch diameter. Make sure you get the 10-inch. It slides in perfectly underneath the grill grate and sits on top of the heat deflector. And then it's dishwash safe, if I've not mentioned that already. So definitely one that makes your experience a lot more enhanced, in my opinion. So on to our last upgrade. The fifth and final upgrade is your charcoal basket and an ash can from Kick Ash Basket Company. I've used them on all my KJs before, and it just makes your experience so much easier and awesome. So let's start with the ash can. This is a new upgrade that I'm aware of, and I haven't seen it before, and it just came out, and it fits perfectly on the bottom, and it just makes things hassle-free. Before, I had to scrape things out, get something else container to dump the ash in. This makes life so much easier than your charcoal basket. Nice thing about the charcoal basket, you just fill up exactly what you need. You don't have to worry about it. And as long as you have all your holes clean in your firebox, you're gonna have a clean burn, and also one that can do indirect for long periods of time, no problem. So these are two upgrades I would say that are critical and crucial to enhancing your experience, but also just being very practical. One note from the company said on the ash can is you need 3-inch clearance from the below regular grill grate ash catcher that it comes with, because older models don't always work with this new accessory, but make sure you measure, and otherwise it fits perfectly. It does in my Kamado. So that is the last category of upgrading your Kamado Joe Jr. Well, bonus accessory and upgrade I want to tell you about is called the Woo Ring. And this came in a week after I shot the majority of this video. So we're going to stick this in here because I want to tell you all about it, because it really is an incredible upgrade. It's called the Woo Ring, and I'll put a link in the description from the company in Texas that makes this. But it pretty much allows you to have your own little divide and conquer system like the classics, where you have little small handles you're able to lift in and out of the Joe Jr. You're able to put in your heat deflector so much easier and not have to wonder if it's sitting in there properly. Then you're able to use a drip pan, put it right on just like this, and then put it right on the same indentions. Add your grill grate. It still has a spot to add charcoal, so you know they're still mindful of that, and you are set to go. And so this is one that I just can't wait to start using. But just the handles alone, the easier access for the heat deflector to come in and out is great. I'm still going to keep the original because I've got a pizza hack I use on this, and I think it's still helpful, but for the common cook during the week, it's going to be super handy to use the handles and have better access. So if you find that helpful, put in the comments, let me know what you think. All right, friends, I hope that was helpful on these 5 categories and upgrades to enhance your experience on the Joe Jr. Put in the comments, let me know if you've done any of them, which one you like the best. And also, if you've got some upgrades that I haven't seen yet that I could also try on my Junior and my backyard experience as well, I would love to know in the comments what you think. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope it was helpful. Be sure to watch all the Joe Jr. videos that got on the channel and also other KJs if that's something you're interested in. And again, from my backyard to yours, less hate, more love, good barbecue. Until next time.